This is Marc, Becca, Cassidy, and Zena's wedge project. Our first wedge is soil storage. It uses farming techniques to increase carbon retention or storage in soils.
It is in the sector of biostorage and with its low cost allows farmers to practice carbon management in the world's agricultural soils to better the environment. The only challenge is it would be reversed if the land is deep plowed later.
Our next wedge is forest storage, and this is when carbon is stored in new forests. We would need to stop deforestation and limit the resources we use from the forest. It has a low cost, and the only drawbacks are the competition in land use.
Our next wedge is conservation transport. This is when you reduce miles traveled by passenger and/or freight vehicles. More mass transit systems will need to be created to reduce the amount of miles created by individuals. It has a low cost, but the only drawback is that small towns would lose their small town charm.
Our fourth wedge is in efficiency transport, which would increase automobile fuel efficiency. For example, instead of a car getting the regular 30 miles per gallon, it would now have to get 60 miles per gallon. The cost would be low, but the only problem is you would have to change the car sizes and powers, which would not be suitable to the amount of people that now currently own cars.
Our fifth wedge is solar electricity. It uses solar power to displace the coal-based electricity we use in our daily life. It would be very costly, which is a huge challenge, and also it takes many years to gain profit from using solar energy. The fifth wedge is wind electricity, getting power from Mother Nature's wind. You could get electricity at 10 times the current capacity, although problems it has, it is very costly and uses an area equal to around 3% of the U.S. land area that could be used for crops and other things, and they're there for wind farms. And why would you want one of those big windmills in the backyard, right? The seventh wedge is using biofuels. You create biomass fuels from plantations and crops to replace petroleum fuels. Although doing this would be costly, not nearly as costly as others, but it would scale up world ethanol production by factors of 12. There would be problems of competing for land and biodiversity.
Our last wedge is nuclear electricity. This would require displacing coal-burning electric plants with nuclear plants. This is a little costly, and the drawbacks would be weapons proliferation, nuclear waste, and local opposition.